on the Rural Radio Network Roadshow, and today we're near Redington, Nebraska at Schuler Red Angus. David Schuler is joining us. We're going to learn more about their ranching operation and some of the things they've got going on out here, which is just south of Chimney Rock. So David, how long has the ranch been located here?
Yeah, so the 1890s this land was settled by Guy Lang and Hank Redington, and they're the first ones to raise cows on this land. Through a couple different ownerships since, my family's been on this land the longest now, since 1953. And the corporation founded in 1962, where we first started running our genetics, that being Red Angus cattle now. Been running the land with our row crops and our cattle now for over 40 bull sales now, with my mom, my dad, and my sister, and my wife Christy, and now our little one Lainey. So it's 4 generations now on the ranch.
And some 40 bull sales later, what stands out when you guys have developed your genetics over the past 40 years to be able to sell bulls, but also raise heifers to sell them and just have good lines of genetics? How have you been able to do that over the years?
Well, I give a lot of credit to my mom and dad and my grandma. They decided that the Red Angus genetic pool of good footed cattle, good udders, good structure, and good genetics throughout to have longevity in the herds for profit. And we found a niche of supplying that to our commercial cattle base here in our region, in the Panhandle, in Kansas, Colorado, South Dakota, generally in this region, of allowing our customers to have an opportunity to raise good cattle that can have a calf every year, can be on the rail from pasture to plate to consumption, and have the ability to make a profit for their own families, so their family ranches can go generations and beyond as well.
There's fighting words in the agriculture industry. On the row crop side, we joke about the color of machinery, but the same is true when it comes to cattle. So fighting words here, you're going to speak. Why Red Angus?
Yeah, so I only talk about my own cattle, but our Red Angus and Simmental crosses, they're known for their longevity. They split off from Angus a long time ago, way before you and I came into the picture, and decided that they were going to be all about the data-driven genetics and profitability, and that was where they're going to base all of their decisions on their genetic futures, whether that was in the cattle they used as replacements or the bull selection process they had. Many of those seed stock Red Angus ranches has blossomed now in the 50, 60 years they've all been a part of, to have those science-based decisions being the cornerstone of the genetics in the whole Red Angus market. So what we see now are the benefits of that, whether cows that'll last longer, ones that are slick-hided that last in many environments across the whole nation at this point, and also having those carcass traits of good marbling and ribeye area and such.
Here on the Rural Radio Network Roadshow, we're visiting with David Schuler at Schuler Red Angus. And David, I can ask you questions about the genetics side of this, but want to get to the core of why we want to connect today, which is to share about some of the opportunities where folks can buy into what you all are doing. And you've got some heifers for sale right now.
Yeah, right now we just ultrasounded our heifers that we've developed that are home raised, as well as some of them that are our customers that we've bought that use our genetics on the bulls and cows, female and male side. We develop them here on the ranch. We use selection tools to get them bred to AI and then natural service after that. You have your choice of AI or natural selection, where we've ultrasound proven that they're pregnant. These ladies are ready to work for you and for anyone who wants to see cows that have good carcass traits, that have good udder quality and good foot structure, and see them work for their own herds, whether if you're having replacements or you're looking to grow your herd or looking to get into it. The best time to buy heifers was obviously last year, but the second best time is now. And the opportunity we have that we keep producing more and more marbling and prime steaks, the more our consumers want it. And this is why we've seen these awesome prices that we're seeing now, and it has no signs of stopping. And this is our chance to as a cow-calf producers, to take on that profit with good genetics and increase our herds for the future.
Well, a question that everyone is asking right now, especially as we reviewed USDA reports in the month of July, is when will herd rebuilding begin? People want to ask that question and try to get the answer. Nobody has the crystal ball. We look at the data, but to your point, now's the time to get into the industry if you want to be part of it.
It is very interesting to see this almost like a squeeze happening, where the prices are so good that the older generations that own the herds in Nebraska and throughout America, they want their chance to capture that profit, and they're not keeping back those heifers because they're getting out. And it's putting even more pressure on those heifers that we're trying to replace, and those numbers keep getting smaller and smaller. And that's why these prices keep going the way they are. The herd keeps getting smaller, but one day we're gonna have to replace that herd. And I think right here on this ranch is the best opportunity to replace the herd with these genetics. And that's what we're doing here.
What goes into good heifer development? How have you guys refined that over the years?
Well, it takes a lot into genetics and as well as the phenotypic data. So you take your AI, firstborn heifers that have the best conception rates. That's gonna be your first choices. and that's what we pick here. And then only the top half of the genetics get to move on. The bottom half goes to our feedlot, no matter what, because we take pride in those selections, and knowing that they're going to work for not just you and me, but our customers out in the world, and produce the steaks that we want on our plates for our kids and our grandkids into the future. And that's where it starts. We then look into udder quality of the mothers and the foot structure and the back quality, as well as those EPDs that we can only look for in only Red Angus cattle.
Well, before I ask you about the bull sale and the success you guys have had for 40 years with that side of the operation, people want to get in touch about those heifers, what's the best way to do so?
Yeah, so you can contact us on our Facebook page, Schuler Red Angus, or Instagram, Schuler Reds, or get a hold of us at Butch at Schuler Red Angus, or info1 at SchulerRedAngus.com. At our Gmail, and we'd love to talk to you about a discussion of your program, and if it's not heifers, then as well as bulls or semen as well.
Okay, when it comes to that bull sale, how far and wide are you able to sell bulls? I assume in North America, specifically here in the United States.
Yeah, as long as the trailer don't break down, no ships for us. It's anywhere regionally. We ship free to the surrounding states of Nebraska. We also have customers in Florida and Missouri and such, so we can do whatever works for anyone who wants to take that step in our program, work with you and take that next step in choosing where our genetics are going to be for our cattle in the future.
We've talked about the heifer side of this, but really you guys are known for that bull sale over the years, building up that good reputation. That's what it takes in the industry, right? You can't sell a bad bull and have them come back, but your customers, year after year, are showing up to your bull sale.
It takes a lot of work, and I like I said, the generations before me, I stand on their shoulders, and the generations after me will hopefully still be here on this land. We take pride, the blood, sweat, and tears that we do here, with my mom and my dad and my wife, Christy, and it's our cornerstone of our entire operation in this land and the history behind it. And we have a bull sale on the fourth Thursday of March every year. We sell about 160 bulls that are Red Angus or Red Angus Simmental crosses, as well as sell 50 to 60 private treaty throughout the year. If you have a problem with a bull that gets hurt and you need something now, you can call us. We always have bulls on hand to help our customers and new customers be able to finish those breeding seasons, as well as having fall private treaty as well. So we're always looking to sell our genetics, looking to promote our genetics, and seeing those red cows on the roads. Nothing makes me happier, especially in the spring. You got red cows, you got green grass. There's nothing better of a sight, and I look forward to promoting that as much as I can in my future.
Now, one of the things I want to bring up, David, is some of your bulls have kind of been legends in the Red Angus industry, been on the front of magazines. Talk about some of the legendary bulls that have walked this ground we're standing on.
Oh, geez, they're not legends. They just had their time. We had Schuler Rebel was probably the one that really put us on the map in the modern era. I would say he was the first 1B bull ever bought by a stud that wasn't 1A, because he was such a good heifer bull that he produced actual good steers and heifers, as well as being someone who could supplement to those heifers. And his conception rates were incredible. I mean, it was really good fertile semen, and he was the most used Red Angus sire from that stud for many, many years, and that was probably 10 years ago. We've had new genetics come since then with Schuler Top Hand, Schuler Ranch Hand, and that genetic line, as well as Schuler Supremacy as a heifer bull. And we're always looking for the next thing. We don't focus too much on the past, because those genetics get old fast. It takes 3 years for that calf data to hit the plate to know how good that bull was, right? So we're always looking forward to those yearling bulls, that new data, those new heifers, and that new genetics of where we're going to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So more people want prime steaks on their plate, and they see Schuler Red Angus brand, they see the Fiddleback brand, and they know they have good quality coming from that. And they're not too focused on the past, but always moving to the future.
Let's wrap up here. Why Red Angus? Why do Red Angus cattle work well here in this part of the state, but also where your customers are buying them, not only in the surrounding states of Nebraska, but places like Florida as well?
Red Angus, it all comes back to that work of those producers wanting scientific data proven in their herds, and that's from their coat color. They do better in the heat and have stress tolerance to that. They carcass just as good as the Angus trait. They are Angus animals, so they have all the traits of marbling and ribeye area. But more than anything, the people behind those cows are trustworthy. They're people that work hard. They live the land. This is their #1 bread and butter maker of every single seed stock herd that I do business with and have friends with in this industry. So that's kind of where I found my niche, was Red Angus. There's obviously other breeds out there as well, but Red Angus went from the 17th largest breed in 1990 to tied for #2 for the largest breed association in the country. And that doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by circumstance, but it happens with good people and good genetics moving forward, always wanting the best for its customers.
That's a good way to pause our conversation. David, thanks for having us out here as part of our Rural Radio Network Roadshow. Again, visiting with David Schuler as we stand here at Schuler Red Angus. If you're interested in some of those heifers we talked about or learning more about their bull sale, David's the guy to contact here at Schuler Red Angus.